Hi guys, so in today's Iced Coffee Talks I'm going to be talking about another school related kind of thing about burnout and studying, so let's get into it. So it has been a while since I've done one of these, so I thought I would share another one with you. And obviously a lot of them have been school related because that's quite a big part of my life at the moment. I'm in year 13, as you may know, doing my A-levels this year. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is relevant to me, and I assume it's relevant to most of you watching. So exams are rapidly approaching, not to be the bearer of bad news, but it is March right now, or the end of March. Exams start in May for most people, and it's a lot. It's overwhelming. I've dealt with a lot of academic burnout. I was one of those children in primary school who was gifted and talented and seeks academic validation. And as soon as I got to secondary school, mainly actually sixth form is where it got the worst. I just do not know how to do work. It is horrendous. So burnout is very common with my sort of age range, sort of about 11, 12 years old up to 18. With so much pressure and stress because of school, it's common to feel burnt out, and it's important to let yourself take breaks and not be so hard on yourself, because if you tell yourself you're a failure, if you say negative stuff about yourself, you're going to end up being like that. You're going to end up failing, because if you believe something enough, it happens. And that can be also the opposite. If you're kind to yourself, if you actually are proud of something you do or congratulate yourself on something, even if it's a small achievement, that really does help you if you're stuck in sort of like a rut or a kind of place where you think, I'm not going to be able to do well at school, I'm not going to be able to do this work, I'm not going to be able to go to university, achieve. When you can, you just got to have a bit more of a positive outlook and be kinder to yourself. So I talked in my one about sort of things I wish I knew before year 12 video, about being organised with your revision and using your freeze productively. And I do want to just reiterate that it is so important. So when I made that video at the start of the year, I was being productive. I was using my freeze every single day doing work. And then about December, it just went downhill again. I was just not doing any work. I was not focused. I was struggling. And it was really disappointing because, you know, I was trying to work really hard, try to actually do well, and it was just not happening. But then I sort of took a step back, looked at it and thought, okay, so I'm not doing what I set out to do, which is okay. Like, I'm not going to be hard on myself. How can I turn this around, and how can I start it again, be more productive, and sort of actually get to a place where I'm happy in terms of academics. And I actually recently got this app called Adapt, and this is not an ad or anything. I just thought it would be helpful to sort of, if you're struggling with the same thing. And basically you put your subjects you do with your exam board, etc., and then you put in the topics you do, so it gives you all of them. So for example, psychology, it does all of them, so you take out the ones that you don't do. So I only do gender, schizophrenia and aggression, so I took out all the other ones that I don't do. And then it gives you all the topics, and as you know, they've recently given us advanced information, which means they've taken out some topics and that sort of thing. and told you what some of the topics are going to be. So I went through and basically I put green on all those so they didn't come up. And then what it does is it does your revision timetable for you, because I'm someone who really struggles to know where to start with revision. It's a lot of stuff and I get overwhelmed. I'm like, where do I start? I can never decide like what subject to do, what topic. So for sociology, the first topic it had was education. So I did the role and functions of education with all the different theories, state policies, differential achievement, and then it moves on to family. And then for psychology, the first topic was memory, so I've done the multi-store model and the working memory model and that sort of thing. So it just goes through each topic and it tells you like what you're doing each day, and you can choose however many topics you want to do a day. So I've chosen 3 a day, and you can also put in what days you don't want to. So I've got every day I will be doing something except Tuesdays, as I have driving lessons, and it tells you roughly how long it will take you to get through everything. So mine comes up as finishing the second day of my A-levels, which works out nicely because I'll have done the stuff on the first paper. And it's worked really well. It's really helped with guidance because, as I said, I struggle to start my revision. Once I'm started, I'm alright, but I just don't know where to start when I've got so much to do. And yeah, it's just made everything a lot easier, and it's broken it up. And then you can put how confident you are after you've revised it as well, which I quite like. And yeah, so I'd recommend using that app. Again, not an ad, but just thought it'd be helpful if some of you guys would need that. Also, I thought I'd talk just in general about exams, not even just A-levels or GCSEs, just like in-class exams, mocks. Do not leave revision to the last minute. Don't do it at the night before the exam, because you will burn yourself out, especially if you're staying up to like 3 in the morning or something doing it. You are just gonna crash and burn. There's no point putting yourself through that. It's understandable if you're stressed and you're panicked about it because you haven't done any revision, but that's probably going to do more harm than good. I say break up into chunks, learn what type of learner you are, think about how you're going to do your revision. There's so many like types of revision, but also how you're actually doing your revision, how you're splitting your time. So you could do Pomodoro, which is I think 10 minutes work and a break, or 20 minutes work and a break, something like that. You'll have to research that one because I'm not quite sure. Make sure you keep yourself hydrated and you're eating, because that really does help you revise and work. Don't do it on an empty stomach because you'll just be thinking about how hungry you are, and it just keeps your brain going, which is really helpful when it comes to working. So I hope this video has been helpful, giving you some tips and tricks you might not have thought of, or just you need reminding of, and just listening to someone talk about it hopefully puts things into perspective for you. And I hope you do well in your exams. And it's okay to ask for help. That is the one thing that I find so important, because I'm one of those people who doesn't like asking for help. I feel embarrassed, but I promise you, if you don't understand anything, you need to ask, because there's no point not understanding it and then freaking out, panicking, and then stressing yourself out about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment any video suggestions and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!